Hello. How is everyone doing? I'm hoping it worked. Yeah, so this is the second time I've done this now. This is a members only, Patreon supporter only live stream. It's kind of crappy the way I have to do it, unfortunately. There's no way for me to do a go live on YouTube to members only and also stream on Patreon at the same time. So I have to put the stream as an unlisted stream and then post about it in both locations. So I know not everyone's going to get notified of it. Some things are broken. Like I don't think you can donate, for example, during an unlisted stream. It's kind of hodgepodge, but it's really the only way I can do it. And I don't know, I'm at home on a weekday, so I figure I try to do members only streams every now and then, or I'm going to be trying to do them. I've already done one so far. So why not? So, yes, that's a new intro. So that's the new intro, the new logo. I could still tweak the intro a bit. I might change a few scenes out still. The new song. So the intro or the logo is from Jared on the Voron Discord, and the theme is the old theme, which is a song called AI2. It's on the YouTube royalty-free library. So you probably heard it in a YouTube video before. I know I have. So I actually went on Fiverr and got somebody to custom make a remix of it that's all synth wavy and outrunny and whatnot. So yeah, so that is that. Let's get the music actually going. So yeah, so that's gonna be the new intro. That's gonna be the new logo. So the channel's gonna change to just Nero 3D instead of Nero 3DP. That will probably be this weekend, I think. I've got everything now. I gotta still get a site up. I'm waiting on that Wix or Squarespace ad deal. So I might yell at them on Twitter and see if they'll sponsor me so I can make a video out of it or something. That's why everything's set up. I actually was recording a video earlier today. So yeah, this is gonna be just a QA kind of hangout for like an hour and a half because I'm stuck at home on a weekday. But good news, for those that follow me on Twitter, you probably see my post from yesterday. Little guy does not have coronavirus. So we are good there. We were a little bit worried. Over the weekend, he had a fever and a pretty bad cough, and he still has a pretty bad cough. So we brought him in. Well, I brought him in on Monday to get tested. Or actually, no, I brought him in Tuesday to get tested because we couldn't Monday because they were all booked up for testing, and we got the results back a little bit ago, and he don't have the Rona. So good news. So that is good there. So kind of threw my plans for the week off. Because I didn't go into work obviously this week. So yeah. So what we're gonna do is I need to get a print going because this weekend or this Saturday stream, we're gonna paint. I used to play Warhammer 40K back in the day. And now that I'm actually like printing stuff with the resin printer, I kind of want to paint something. So I think somebody made a joke that I should paint, or I mentioned that I should paint, or I want to get back into painting models, and somebody's like, oh, you should do it on stream. So I've ordered a budget painting kit, and we are going to paint models on the Saturday stream. Because honestly, we got to change it up. It's not that I'm getting bored of the same old stuff, it's just right now I'm between builds. I will be doing a Micron build and an Enraged Rabbit carrot feeder build in the future, but I'm waiting on kit finalizations and bomb finalizations and design. So I'm basically waiting on stuff before I can get into that. So it's going to be a variety stream every Saturday for the most part. And so I felt like, you know what? Let's do something a little bit different. Instead of doing the same old thing we do every week, we're going to do something a little bit different. So we are going to paint. So what I need from you guys is, yeah, that should be enough. I'm going to need models to paint. So the stream will be sponsored by Thangs. So we got to find some models on Thangs to paint. Really play, just painted Tau with Space Wolves. I had a 3,000 to 4,000 point Imperial Guard army at one point. But I kind of got... What ended up happening was the Games Workshop that I used to play at was at the mall on my way to college. So I would stop and play on the way to college and like to and from college, right? I'd go in early and play or leave early and play. Well, what ended up happening was I finished college and the Games Workshop closed and there was no local place for me to play. And I wasn't going to drive like an hour to like find somewhere to play. So I ended up stopped playing and my army collected dust. And then actually I moved out of the house and I think my brother sold it. So he kind of screwed me because he sold it for way less than it was worth. But c'est la vie. So what this little jug is, this is my jug of leftover resin that's not quite enough to be worth getting the bottle for and doing anything with. And I just kind of mix it all together into whatever. CJ, yes, he doesn't have coronavirus. He is actually doing much better today. Honestly, me and my wife, we thought he did. He had a pretty severe fever over the weekend, and just the way he's been coughing up a lung since then. Shortness of breath, no appetite. He lost the fever, luckily, but he was still like very wheezy. You could tell something was wrong. So on the bright side, he's just sick and not Rona. So I'll take that over, coronavirus any day. There we go. Tyrannid army 20 years ago. Yeah, I wish I still had the models because, I painted, they're Games Workshop models. I spent a lot of money on those, and I painted them all myself and whatnot. They weren't the greatest, but, you know, it was a fun hobby at the time, and I wish I still had it. But alas, I do not. So we're going to find some stuff to print and then paint, and then I think what we'll do is I'm going to stream for about an hour and a half, I think. Because one, it's, you know, I got to make dinner. And two, Joel's going live at 6 p.m. Pacific, and I don't like streaming on top of other people. So, just common courtesy. Plus, I probably watch that stream anyways. Power brick. And on top of the new logo and everything, I'm in the process of redoing the whole room here, actually. So I'm in the process of redoing this whole room. Change it all up. I've actually gone ahead and... So you guys know my mess of shit, right? Oh, this stream isn't sponsored. So right now everything's a mess. So this is my shelves of stuff, okay? So that's all shelving. That's all shelving. There's my printers, but I got like that dead space right there between I got like another 2 feet at the end of that shelf or this bench, and then the shelf. So that's dead space. So the plan is to consolidate both of these down to one, take all my filament here, and that is going to go where this shelf is behind the door, because there is enough room there. I'm gonna get like a 2 foot by 4 foot table and put it here coming out, kind of like an island. I do have enough floor space. Yes, this room is a mess. I do have enough floor space for that. And the plan is hopefully that I can have that table on wheels. So if I need to do a video where I'm actually in front of a bench, I can move it out to here, have like, you know, the workspace and the printers as a background, put the camera over there, and it would be something akin to like, let's see here. Like it would be a view something like this. So I'd have a view like this, there'd be a table here, and that would be the background. And then in that corner where the Ender 3 is, the Ender 3 is gonna come out, I'm gonna put corner shelves with a bunch of prints on it. Because right now, this is kind of like dead space, right? Because I can't, like, this is as far as I can walk. I'm not gonna work on a printer like that, right? So I'm gonna put shelves there. This will move. I'll probably put this on the wall over here. I gotta put a bunch of storage under this shelf, because right now under this shelf is wasted space. And then to replace the storage, I've gone ahead and built a shelf in the closet, because I actually can't use this closet properly because that's my computer and everything. So I can't open both doors. So now I've turned it into like a little walk-in closet with shelving and whatnot. I only have so much room to work with, so I kind of have to take advantage of it as best I can. Yeah. So let's find some stuff to print. Load up some Chi2 box. Where did that SD card go? Well, I guess I can use that one. Doesn't matter. Oh yeah, and for those that were on the stream on the weekend there on Saturday, there is that Dragonborn Bard. Here's the little mouse with the guitar. And here's the goblin saxophone. The autofocus on this camera is pretty good for the most part. Like the fact that you can actually see his fingers, like, I'm blown away with resin printing. I still can't get over how good it is. Question, since I looked at CNCs, what's my thoughts on the Sharif DMC2? That looks really good. I'm hesitant to endorse anything Kickstarter related, just for the fact that I'm not a huge fan of the platform. However, in his situation, he is a perfect candidate for Kickstarter. He has a viable product. and he just kind of needs the funding to get the product made. He's already built several of them to like show that they can be built. That's like a poster boy situation for how to properly do Kickstarters. Hey, I have something, it can be done. I've proved it can be done. I just need some money to get it going. It's basically probably the most capable machine you can get in that price point. You're probably not going to get the same amount of support as you would from something like from Carbide 3D, like a Shapeoko or anything like that. A Bantam, for example. You know, Bantam's owned by the same guy who started MakerBot, and so I will never touch that, even if it was given to me for free. Well, for free probably, but you know what I mean. So you probably will get more bang for your buck, but you probably won't get the same level of support and quality control. It looks cool. It does look cool. The price isn't crazy. Yeah. So there's that. So what are we going to print? We need to print some stuff. So are we going to print some minifigs? Yeah, we'll print some minifigs. I've also printed the colors I got a basic color set coming. So I'm tempted to print some more stuff than just straight up minifigs, like some super basic model type thing. If anyone, you can't link stuff in chat. This is going to suck. But I don't know. And also, this is a QA stream. So if you guys have any questions that, like, you want, you know, open floor AMA type thing. So if you guys want to me to go over anything or look at anything or talk about anything, go ahead. This is a an open floor stream. Just having some fun on a Wednesday night. Definitely tell we have a smaller audience today. Oh, Doc's here. Hey, Doc. Oh, and if you guys haven't seen, a miracle has happened. A miracle. Something that we thought was impossible has finally happened. Let me see if I can find it here. Like, I honestly thought I was going to die before I saw this. I didn't believe it was possible. It just couldn't be done. The engineering didn't back it up. It was impossible. But I've been proven wrong. Slice Engineering figured out how to make a mold for a sock for the mosquito. It only took them 3 years, but they finally have a sock, and it's probably $50. But they have a sock finally. Good for them. Good for them. Round of applause, everyone. Poggers in chat for Slice, as the kiddies would say. So smart, much wow. Exactly. I was blown away. Like my chair was at a 46 degree. It was almost ready to fall over. I was so blown away. It's a goddamn miracle. I was gonna say 60 bucks. I wouldn't put it past them. Like, it's not like, you know, it's not like I did a video on how to do it back in May of 2019. So 2 years after I made a video on how to make your own sock. And the best part is this one has the Voron logo in it. Yeah, it only took him 2 years on how to, you know, follow a YouTube guide on how to make socks. Oh, have they patented it yet? Oh man, they got it. Oh no, there's existing art. There's existing art, I believe, so I don't think they'll be able to patent it. Same thing as bimetallic heat breaks. They don't own the patent for that, regardless of what any of you guys say. Somebody always Sometimes, anytime I mention Slice and I mention they don't own that patent, oh yes they do. No, they don't own the patent for bimetallic heat rates. There is other companies that use it. It's a thing. You can't patent it. So, quick buy all the socks before the patent takedown. Print a mini painting handle. What is a mini painting handle? Oh, it's just like a little thing to hold it, right? Cease and desist coming. Yeah. I'd love to see him try. It's like one of those fun things about living in Canada. It's like I can't be bound by non-compete clauses in Canada. They rarely stand up in court because of our charter rights and freedoms and whatnot. So, yeah. That's a fun thing. Mini painting handle. Okay, so these are things. Oh, I see. Okay, what I used to do is use, I think I still have some. I should have some. Yeah, just use like build tack or sticky tack or whatever and stick the model on top of like an empty paint can. Where's that 6-7 degree of freedom robot arm? Let's see if we can find one on Thangs. Because they're going to sponsor the stream. No, they don't. They're getting there. The amount of stuff on Thangs is getting there. So. Okay, so I'll print one of those on one of my FDM machines. So we're going to print this guy. We're going to print a Beholder. This one's a Chaos Cortec one. Let's find some other stuff. I don't want to paint just generic fantasy guys, though. That's the thing. Like, I'm probably going to try painting the shark guy. So we already have the shark guy. So it's not King Shark, but it is a shark. And then I do have a dragon here we can paint. So if anyone has any suggestions on what I should paint this weekend, let me know. So right now we're just looking for models. Oop, wrong button. That button, yep. Hey, Nemgria. And then what I might do is I might print something on the V0, just so we can compare printing a resin model and printing an FDM model, because obviously the resin model is going to look much better. Ooh. Man, if I was into D&D, this guy has a ton of stuff. Pickle Rick. I am not doing Pickle Rick. No. Do you need to prime the resin? Yes, before, I'm assuming you have to prime it. I do have like a can of primer somewhere in the garage, automotive primer. I'll just use that. We are not going to be doing like no high quality painting. I haven't painted a model in over a decade. And I was never that good to begin with. So it's going to be kind of a scuffed stream. I'm going to have a bottle of whiskey probably the whole time. So I'll get my Bob Ross on. I also have this guy. I'm not going to paint this guy because this is an amazing model. And there's no way I could justify, like, I'll butcher it if I paint it. Face out a picture. Like, I will butcher this model if I paint it. So I'm looking for more, like, generic types of things. Baby dragon. Ooh, succubus. And yes, the little guy is feeling much better because I can hear him being a butt upstairs. So. Oh, there we go. We'll do a mimic. We'll do some classic D&D stuff. So we'll do a mimic. We'll do a beholder. So we need like a warrior, right? What other things do you think of when you think D&D? We're gonna paint. I'm gonna try and paint like 3 or 4 models. A lich. That's a neat model. A kobold. Yeah, we got to paint a kobold. So we'll have a kobold. Retractions on a 2.4. I would say start around 0.5. 0.5 mil. I think I run 35 millimeter retract, 25 millimeter a second de-retract or advance. It's such a short distance, the speed doesn't really matter that much. If you go too fast, you'll slip. Short and slow or long and fast or something like that. Or the opposite. I can't remember. That's what I run and I don't really have any issues with that. An owl bear. Huh, if I find one. Elementals. Drider. Ooh, dragons. This guy has a ton of models. Holy crap. I believe these all used to be on his Patreon, but he put them out for free on Thanks, so. Oh, I think I have a visitor. Hello, Calvin. How you feeling? You feeling better? Yeah, you still sound pretty crappy. What do you see? What, you want this? No. What? You want the dinosaur? No. You don't want the dinosaur? What do you want? You want the Miss Minutes? You gonna take that? Don't break it. Like the last one you broke. Right? Here, you know what? I'm gonna keep this one because that's the better one. I'm gonna give you this one, okay? That's Calvin sized. It's a little one, okay? No, you're gonna take that one to Mama, okay? Okay. What? What, you want the other one too? Ooh, the little guy's not behaving. He is not behaving. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have a little talk with him after stream. Oh yeah, he's still sick, but you know what? We got the test results back a little bit ago. He doesn't have coronavirus, so that's the advantage. That's good. Small victories, guys. Small victories. So we will take that when we can. Plumbus. I'm not gonna paint Rick and Morty models. It's cringe. Rick and Morty, like I watched it when it first started, and I haven't watched season 4 or any of season 5, but it just got cringe. And then it's not so much the show, it's what it has spawned. I find is cringe. So. Stream is over. Nah, I'll run it for another half hour. He's obviously, he's sick, right? He's sick and he's young. So when kids are young and sick, they just become pains in the butt because they're kids and whatnot. This guy has a lot of models. So let's see what else. So another thing I wanted to bring up during this stream, another thing I wanted to bring up during this stream is plans. What we are going to be doing in the nearish future and what you guys kind of want to see for videos. Because right now for like live streams, we have the Enraged Rabbit Carrot Feeder and the Micron. So those will probably be the two big live stream things that will take place over the next couple weeks to couple months. I don't know when they're going to begin. The Micron will probably be before the Enraged Rabbit Carrot Feeder. I've been told anywhere from a couple weeks to a month or so for the kit to arrive, and then I can build that. And then the Enraged Rabbit Carrot Feeder will probably be after that. What did I put? Micron? Micron. Micron. There. So there will be that. Trident upgrade. I have no plans to upgrade this to Trident. I don't need the 3-point bed. I'm having zero issues with the bed level on this thing. And the gantry isn't a massive difference. Yeah, it's MGM 12 versus MGM 9, but honestly, for this machine, it's not a big deal. I also have to basically, I'd be rebuilding the entire thing. So the backpack would go away. I want the backpack because I want to make the volume inside the printer smaller, so I have less air to heat up. I still have to go ahead and insulate this to get a little bit more heat out of it. And then I do want to do the front door mod. So that will probably be a little bit, as it is right now. I haven't insulated it because the stuff I want to print on it, I'm having no issues printing on it right now. So I'm going to be going ahead, and that will probably be the next major video, is a Klipper screen. So I have the files for it. They're already in my slicer, I think, or I may have already sliced it. So I'm going to be doing Klipper screen with this guy. So it will get Klipper screen. I'm going to do a standalone video on that. Along with that, for Klipper, anything. So I get asked a lot, how do I install Klipper on this? How do I install Klipper on that? Really, installing Klipper on any printer is, for the most part, the exact same process. It's copy and paste with a few different things that you have to keep in mind for each individual printer. So instead of doing standalone tutorial videos and milking it for each individual printer, I'm just going to do like a monolithic video of how to install Klipper on anything. So this is, if you have an off-the-shelf printer, this is how you would find a default config. Hey, if you're building a printer and I'm using this controller board, this is where you start. How to add bed leveling to a config, how to add this to a config, how to add that to a config. So it'll just be a how to install Klipper on anything video. It might be several parts, I don't know. Depends how long it takes to record everything and edit anything. But there's that. The video I'm actually working on right now is because I get another is first printer. Now, that's the video I'm editing actually today. It's just basically tips and advice on what to pick and what to look out for your first printer. That one, because people have been asking me that stuff for a while, I just kind of turned the camera on the other day and just recorded a video on it. So there's that. What else? There's several other videos I want to do, but I'm kind of want your guys' input on what do you want to see. And at this point, I think I'm actually going to go live because we got half an hour. So I'm actually going to go live at this point. just to see how many people we can get in here. Details, unlisted, public. We're gonna go live. Why not? It's now live. Pick and place. I have zero need of a pick and place. I do not do the electrical stuff to anywhere near the point where I need a pick and place. Plus, I still have 5 octopi in the closet that I still got to get rid of at some point. So I have no need for any of that. Yeah, there's that. I do have some plans that I kind of want to keep private on what is coming up, but I really want to hear what you guys what you want to see for upcoming tutorial videos and whatnot. I think somebody keeps mentioning more into Input Shaper, but I'm really not sure what else I can do on Input Shaper now that the auto tune for Input Shaper is pretty good. The octopi in my closet. I'm gonna come out here like those gangster rappers with, instead of $20 bills, I just have octopi. Yo, look at my fat stacks of printer controller boards. Big Tree Tech, never do that again. Please never do that again. They message me, hey, we want to do a giveaway. And I'm like, awesome. And they're like, 10 of them? I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. And then they send them to me instead of, you know, having them send them. I'm like, I live in Canada. Shipping sucks up here. Thanks, guys. So. Refresh of the original videos. That is true. There is some of the older videos that I do want to touch on. One of them is I do kind of want to do a basic tools and equipment video, but also more advanced stuff. Like I've kind of built up kind of a bunch of stuff over the years on like additional things you probably want if you're serious about 3D printing, but you really don't need to start. You know, for example, a scale. A scale is super handy to have. You don't really need one, but it's nice to have. A nanovac system or some sort of filament vacuum system, a dryer. There's a lot of random little things I've kind of acquired over the years that you probably would want if you were serious into printing. How to sort screws tutorial. That was going to be the subject of this stream for a little while. Slicer tuning profile and printer tuning. Here's the thing with those tuning videos. When it comes to slicer tuning, I use Doc's profile, and I've tweaked like one thing on it. Most of my printers are Vorons, and they all pretty much run the stock profiles pretty dang good. And when it comes to the commercial printers, I usually run like the default profile for that and maybe tweak a few things. I don't know. I don't think I can tune. I don't know how I would put this. I guess I'm just lucky when it comes to profiles that they just kind of work on my machines. Derek, this stream started off members only. And because I have Patreon, I can't post it. I have to put it unlisted and then post about it. It's a pain in the butt, so I decided screw it and I just put it live for everyone. Yes, Dom, I made it live because not enough people were seeing it, so I said screw it and just made it a live stream. We're probably only gonna go for another 20 minutes, but basically it's just I have an afternoon to kill, and I try to do members only stuff every now and then just to kind of reward those. And because it was such short notice, I don't think a lot of people saw the notification, so screw it, I went live. 3D printer toolbox, strip down items, Allen keys, wire strippers, wire crimpers, these guys, zip ties. That's pretty much what you need for most of it. Slicer tuning 1, print lots of stuff. Pretty much, start with the default profile. Find a profile that is either tuned for your printer or your slicer has one built in. And then what you're gonna do is print something. and find the thing you don't like on it and fix it. So is it stringing? We'll focus on fixing stringing. Is it bulged corners? Fix that. Is it ghosting? Fix that. Fix one item at a time until the prints are clean. Repeat, repeat, repeat until you have 20, 50, 30, 100 benchies everywhere. More stuff with the ender. That's another thing. It keeps getting delayed just because of my time, like how much free time I have. But I got ender mods. So I have done a bunch of things to the ender. I basically just need to rewire it back up. I just haven't had the time to do it and get the RepRap firmware config on it finalized because I haven't touched RepRap in a while and I just need to fiddle with it. But long story short, I've kitted out the ender in a way that I would describe as if I only had an ender as my one printer, this is what I would do to it. There are things in there that I wouldn't recommend if you have other printers to do to your ender, but if it's a case of, if this is the only printer I will ever have, this is what I would do to it. And so it has things, it has a flex plate, it's got a Hemera on it, it's got a swapped controller board running RepRap firmware, simply for the fact that it's a one and done solution that is more newbie friendly than going with a like Pi and flashing Klipper and whatnot. Plus now you have TMC 2209s with software and whatnot. Their software voltage control and whatnot. I do need to mount a probe though. I still need to put an inductive probe on it and I got to design a mount for it. So. Yes, the little guy's doing okay. He does not have the Rona. This stream was originally private. I made it public. So yes, the notifications suck. I talked about it at the beginning. So yes, TLDR, because I have members and Patreon, I couldn't make the stream live for members only. Like you have options of either public, members only, unlisted, or private. I have to post the stream unlisted, make a community post with the link to it that is members only, and then go on Patreon and do the same thing. So that way both groups can see it. Nobody saw it, so I said screw it and made it public. So yeah. Putting Klipper on the ender. Yep, I did do that on a live stream. The reason I have a RepRap board in it is simply they sent it to me. I wanted to try it out. And depending on your situation, your skill level, and what you're comfortable with, a one single board solution with RepRap firmware that has the built-in Wi-Fi and everything is for some people better than going with either swapping the board out to another board and then going with the Raspberry Pi and adding Klipper, or just buying the Raspberry Pi and adding Klipper. It depends on your use case and what you plan on doing. You mentioned a protocol where you wanted to add an alarm in Klipper in another episode. I did. I can't remember saying that, and I'm not sure. Like if like a print was done, it would ring a bell type thing. I'm sure it could be done. It might be easier to do running Octoprint because then you have all the plugin support for that kind of thing. Deep Fried Hero IN. No, this is just kind of a random I have time to kill and I'm not working on a Wednesday night stream. So I'll probably go for actually like another 20 minutes. Yeah, Daniel, it's some kind of funky. I wish I could do that, but I can't. So I said screw it and just put it live for everyone. Spontaneous killing time stream. There you go. Spontaneous Hangout stream. There. Relabeled it. What do you miss? Not much. We're just shooting the shit, basically. I know I don't get to stream during weekdays often. I didn't really have plans. I tried to make it a members only stream. It didn't really launch too well because of notifications and whatnot. So I said screw it, made it public, and now we're all here. How y'all doing? I got to visit the Printed Solid HQ today. Oh, that's awesome. I really want to go visit them, but I can't even go into the States right now. Because COVID and Canadians can't go visit the States. But hopefully this weekend there is a startup in my city. I went there last weekend. They make filament. Oh, I don't have the Migna in here. They make filament. They are a startup. They have a filament machine. They also have a bunch of half dozen or dozen so 3D printers for Print Farm, and they're called Replatech, and I'm actually going to go visit them hopefully this weekend or soon and do a off-site video, like an actual go explore and, you know, do a video on how you make filament. And we're going to be talking about the process of how you turn plastic pellets into printer food. So that will be a upcoming video. So I'll add that to the list. So they're a local startup up here in Canada making filament. So that'll be kind of cool. I need to figure out a setup because my camera, my A5100, doesn't have audio input. So I only got the onboard audio. So I might have to get something to do like a separate audio recording device. I got to figure something out. What are we doing today? We're just hanging out. Yes, the Micron will be taking place. I'm waiting on kits to be finalized and whatnot, and then I will be building that. Same with the Enraged Rabbit Carrot Feeder. Those are the next two big stream projects. I probably won't be building another Voron for a while, simply for the fact, well, a Micron is technically a Voron derivative. Simply for the fact I'm happy with the machines I got. I don't need to do any big changes to any of them. Yeah. Ooh, Pox, thank you for becoming a member. And who else? Who else was that? Raphael, thank you for becoming a member. So yeah, so we are going to be printing some models. So again, Saturday this stream, we're going to be doing something different. It's been a hectic week for me. I'm basically just going to paint. I got some models that I printed. I'm going to print some more models. We're going to let people pick, and then you guys can watch me get my Bob Ross on, and we are going to paint some printed models because I just want to relax. I want to have a nice relaxing Saturday night because this week's been crazy with the little guy being sick and whatnot. If I want a small printer to keep 2.5mm nozzles on, don't want resin, don't trust it with your 3-year-old, understandable. Would a V01? That's why I built my original V01. So this guy right here this is V0 serial number 3, was originally built to be my small form factor, high quality model machine. I think it has a 0.3mm nozzle in it right now. That was supposed to be my small detailed models. The thing is, I never really got into them, and now I have a resin machine. And with a resin machine, you can do stuff like this, like no problem. So yes, a V0 would be a good printer if you want to have a FDM machine capable of doing, you know, like set up specifically for high detail small models. But resin just blows it out of the water in terms of final quality. I talked about that in my video that I'm putting out tomorrow or something. This isn't even a 4K, this is a 2K. Because remember, it's not so much the resolution, right? It could be a 2K, it could be a 4K, it could be an 8K. It depends how big the screen is too, because you're looking at pixel density. So this at 2K, if a machine was twice the size in 4K, in terms of print volume on the XY, it would be, the prints would look the same, right? Because it's all about pixel density for quality. Or V0 on the table. A bunch of these are going under the table soon, just for room. What materials did I use for Toasty Boy? It's a mixture of CF nylon and CF polycarbonate. I originally did it all in CF nylon, but ran into issues with it with creep, and it wasn't holding up as well as I'd like. So I ended up swapping out a bunch of the mission critical stuff, like anything with belt tension. So pretty much mostly the whole gantry assembly and tool head mount, along with this front piece right here for the bed spring. That was all swapped to CF polycarbonate, and it's been fine. 2K on the small size. Yeah, especially for mono. If you're getting a resin printer, get a mono printer. Don't get a non-mono resin printer. So. Wait on your 64K screen. Oh, there you go. Everyone, say hi, David. Toss my 2 original Ultimakers last year. Did you? I don't have an Ultimaker yet. I've kind of put that to the side. For those that don't know, I am trying to get my hands on an original OG Ultimaker kit, preferably unbuilt. I know you could still buy them, but they're like $1,000, and it's very hard to justify dropping $1,000 on an original first-gen Ultimaker. I'm hoping some store or somebody has one collecting dust on a shelf somewhere and they're willing to part with for a reasonable price. Because I want to do I want to stream the build of it and just laugh at how old those things are. But 2, I want to do a video series at least on how much 3D printing has changed since it became consumer friendly around 2012, 2014, and how little it's actually changed. Because let's be honest, 3D printers haven't really changed much. We've just kind of slapped more things on them and built them out of better materials. And the prices come down, especially for the entry-level machines. But let's be honest, not much has changed in terms of 3D printers in a decade. They just kind of have more bells and whistles and are made out of better things. So. The new DLP, the Anycubic, right? Unfortunately, resin is still one of those things I can't really justify buying a resin printer because this does everything I will ever need a resin printer to do for personal use. I would like a bigger resin printer, sure. I do kind of want one because I do want to get into actual like helmets and prop making and whatnot to kind of diversify what I do on the channel. But it's still very hard for me to justify, so I'm hoping an Anycubic rep emails me at some point. Yeah, that'd be sweet. 10 years of i3. That's the thing. Everyone calls a bed flinger an i3. It's iteration 3. An i2 was the same thing. Bed moved front to back. Like there's CNC machines that have the exact same setup as this, where you have a vertical gantry and bed move front to back. Yeah. Call them what they are. Bed flingers. Better except for the E3D V6. I swear, you know what? My very first Voron that I built had a legit E3D V6 in it. And when my son becomes an adult and builds his own 3D printer, it will have an E3D V6 in it. Because God knows when they're going to come out with the next thing. Are they even working on it? Who knows? It'd be nice. Okay, here's the thing. A V6 with a titanium heat break and a copper block with a nozzle X on it is actually a great hotend. It's still a great hotend. They just need to move away. They just need to take that, chop the groove mount off, and put rigid mounting capabilities. Like, that's all I want. Going to bed. Good night, Romaine. Romaine. Dreaming of metal printers. They've been around forever. Honestly, go on eBay, buy a Kuka arm, and strap a MIG welder to it. You have a metal 3D printer. If you watch the video of, what is it, Terran Rocket? I can't remember what they're called. Terran R, yeah. Let's see if we can find this video. Yeah, Relativity Space, right? Yeah, these are the guys. So, this is Terran Space. So, this is a company that's 3D printing rockets, okay? If you look at the video, okay, it's a robot arm on a Z-axis with a MIG gun strapped to it. Like that's what it is. It's a MIG gun strapped to a Kuka arm. Like there's the welder. Now, obviously, there's probably a lot more to it. You know, it's all CNC controlled and whatnot. But it's a Kuka arm with a MIG gun strapped to it. I'm pretty sure this old Tony did the same thing. Or, yeah, I think it was this old Tony. Same thing, where you just strap a MIG gun to a CNC machine and you have a metal 3D printer. Yeah. Year is 2025. E3D releases V6.5. What am my opinion of the Rat Rig? It's a Core XY 3D printer that comes in a kit. It's probably a good machine. I don't have one. I don't know anyone who personally has one. I can't really comment on it. Yeah, everyone drink. Rat drink. Actually, it's too early. I don't have a drink. I saw plugin. Yes, Octoprint apparently supports resin printers now, so that's kind of cool. Those layer lines. And the thing is, you still have to machine it. Like, the thing a lot of people don't realize when it comes to metal printing is, for the most part, let me see if I can find more videos on it. For the most part, it's weld. If anyone's ever machined or worked with metals that have been welded, they're usually a pain to work with. You also have to worry about all kinds of things, such as when you're welding, you have to worry about your environment, right? Oxidization and whatnot, scaling. You have to worry about holes. Holes in welding, bubbles, is a very common thing and can be a big issue. Now, obviously, companies get around it. SpaceX prints a lot of their rocket engine components in metal now, right? It's a near mature technology, but it's not as simple as it could be, but it can be simple. It depends on what you're willing to accept and what you are needing to get out of the metal. So, will I make a video on my favorite 2.4 mods? I don't run any 2.4 mods, so I don't have any favorites. Yeah. What do I think of the Titan? BMG is better. A Hemera is better. A Titan is a good last gen, like older generation hot extruder. Hemera is better. BMG is better. LGX is better. Anything dual drive I like. LGX is my top tier extruder right now. I got that in 2 of my machines, but we're at the point now where, okay, this is your, where is it? Do I still have it? Please tell me I still have it so I can shit on it. Where is it? Where did I put it? Where are you? Dang it. Where are you? Aha. Okay. Perfect. I got plenty of examples here. Okay. So, here is your good old-fashioned Creality style straight tooth direct drive extruder with a flat gear or flat bearing, smooth bearing. If this is here, okay, down here, this right here, this is pushing the filament with your own hand. This is about here, okay? And then you have something like a Mobius extruder, right? A Mobius 4. This has a mount on it for, or this is just the M4, sorry. It's not called the Mobius 4, it's the M4. This has an Ender 3 mount on it. This is about, you know, here. And then you got your Hemera, and then you got your LGX, which is about here. Like, you're talking about from here to a good extruder, and then once you go from here to a perfect extruder, it's like this, right? There isn't much there. So an LGX is better than a BMG. But if you have no issues with using a BMG right now, going to an LGX isn't going to get you anything, for the most part. Titan's a little bit below those, in my opinion. It's a little bit older. Same with, like, oh, the Wades. Don't be using a Wades today. You got better things. 2.4 mods, Purge Bucket, Nozzle Clean, and Nevermore. Yes, I know those exist. I know a lot of people use them. I don't use any of them, though. All my machines, I should put Nevermores in some of them just for the airflow convection. But I don't use Purge Buckets or anything, nozzle wipes or any on my machines. They're good. If you want to use one, use one. Are you able to explain why input shaper is really a big deal, worth changing to Klipper? Samosa, I have a video on my channel explaining what input shaper is and how to do it, and I have some print quality differences between the two at the beginning. I don't have anything on hand, but basically input shaper allows you to run either your printer much faster and get the same quality as you're doing now, or just print faster and still get great quality. It allows you to cancel out ringing, basically, to the most part. Orbiter. I do have an orbiter. I have it somewhere. It's in a box. I have an orbiter. I just don't have a printer I can quickly throw it on to do a video on it. But I did run a Galileo, which is the orbiter repackaged for a Voron afterburner toolhead, and it ran great. So, orbiter is good. I plan on making a custom E3D Titan Aqua with dual drive LGX gears. That is, okay, why water cooling? And why would you go with a Titan and then add an LGX? Just stick with the LGX, because I don't think you take the LGX gears out and put them in a Titan. So why are you going water cooling? Because honestly, I print 300 degrees on this Hotend enclosed with a chamber temperature approaching 60 degrees Celsius. And I have a Chinese 4010 fan keeping my Dragon cool, and I don't have any heat issues or heat creep issues. So I find water cooling is not really needed a lot in home gamer 3D printing for the most part. What else is there left to improve? There's always stuff being tweaked and streamlined and bombed down, but yeah. Okay. Water cooling for chamber temps of 100C plus. You are going to be you're going to be printing with a 100-degree chamber at home? What are you printing? Can't find the original comment. Titan Aqua's end of life. Yeah, so you're not even going to get support for it. Is there a good Voron kit out there? Probably. LDO's working on one, but it's still going to be a couple months out. The Formbot one is the most common that I've seen. And for the most part, it's okay. I'm planning a print environment. What are you printing that you need 180 to 200? That is the question. Because unless you plan on printing Peak and like Ultim at $400 a kilogram, and why do you need to print Peak and Ultim? Now, if you have a valid reason, hey, you own a dental office and you need to make dental molds, in that case, buy a commercial machine. Have I looked at the Annex printers? I know of the Annex printers. I am a member of the Voron Design dev team. Because of that reason and reasons I can't get into, I will never touch an Annex printer, ever. So there are reasons why I will not ever touch an Annex printer. I won't go into them because there are things that I won't talk about. But yeah, they are printers. They melt plastic and they make things along with every other 3D printer. Yeah. Glad to watch live. I know I tried. I wish I could do more daytime streams, but the only reason I am available now, and I probably will be ending the stream soon. Long story short, my kid was sick as all hell over the weekend, and we had to get him a COVID test. And because he was symptomatic, he had a lot of the symptoms, and we had to wait on the test results. I couldn't go to work. So now he's negative, but I'm not going into work today. So for tomorrow. So actually, he's being a little bit of a butt. So I got to go make dinner. So I'm going to end the stream here. This was just kind of an impromptu. It started off, it was supposed to be a members only stream. I try to do members only stream. So if you want to be part of a members only stream in the future with a little bit more planning, so more people will hopefully notice it. Hey, why not become a member of the channel or support me on Patreon so you can get invited to that in the future. But because it wasn't working, I decided screw it, and I just put it live for everyone so we can hang out for like an hour or so, chat. And yeah, so I gotta go make dinner though. I think my little guy's getting kind of hungry because he's still sick and he's not in the greatest of moods. So I gotta go take care of that. Are there articles you cannot talk about? How do I put this? The founder of Annex used to be on the Voron team. He is no longer on the Voron team, and there are reasons for that, and I won't make those public. So I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. We're halfway there. It's Wednesday. I don't know where you are in the world. It could be Thursday already, or it could be, Wednesday morning. You got to go through the whole day. That sucks if it's true. Enjoy the rest of your week. I will see you on Saturday. We're going to paint, and we're going to have fun. We're going to get our Bob Ross on. So be safe out there. Cheers. And hey, you get to enjoy the new intro again. So peace.